Well, this was unexpected today. It's kind of misty out. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up well. Sort of foggy, really. But we're off on day 4.
Yeah.
To the next activity, to today's big activity on our grand adventure. What do you think we have in store for us today?
I don't know. All you've said to me is that I might get dirty. So that could be anything, really. I don't know. But we shall see.
Well, we are running late, so
yeah.
We need to get off. But
we need to go for breakfast as well.
We'll have to stop off at McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
An American Mackey's breakfast.
Yes. My first American Mackey's breakfast. That's what I want.
How would you like to find out what we're doing today?
What do you mean?
Do you want me to tell you what we're doing?
We'll see. Right now I'm saying no, I want to wait till I get there, but I might change my mind.
Right.
Actually, yeah, I do. What are we doing?
It's up to you. Are you sure?
Yeah, what are we doing?
I'm taking you back to the airport.
Ben.
We are going to go to Gatorland.
Yeah.
And we are going to spend the morning learning how they train and look after the alligators. And we're going to learn how to sort of wrestle them and sort of how to control them and feed them and things like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Are we actually going to have to wrestle an alligator?
I believe so.
Holy shit, what if I lose a leg? I don't know how to feel about this one. I'm really excited, and it's another one that's like, oh my god, experience to tick off my bucket list, but it's another one that's also got me feeling anxious and pushing me to my limit, but let's do it.
You sure?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, let's go then.
Come on, no fighting.
So do they all like get on, or is that fight like regular?
Oh, breeding season, the males fight all the time.
Are we in breeding season then?
Yes, we are. So you could see a bunch of fights today. It just depends. But the thing is, they'd rather go through a series of displays than fight at all.
Yeah.
And if they, go through that, those rituals of displays or whatever, the hissing, the growling, the lining each other up next to each other to see who's bigger. After all that, if they still want to fight, then they'll fight.
Yeah.
I mean, and it will get ugly. They will rip off their arms. They'll do damage to each other's faces. I mean, that's how he got his face ripped off right here. That's how he became Raoul. That's how this guy has a tooth sticking out of his head. He got bit. I mean, you can see the scar where the other gator bit him right there.
So that's another gator's tooth then?
No, that's his tooth. That's where they regrow the teeth, oddly enough. This part right there comes out of, like, the root of the tooth.
Right.
The best way I can explain it is with the necklace, alright? So this is the part that you actually see sticking out of their mouth.
Yeah.
The rest of it is completely hollow. So this is the cap and the root. There's a stack of caps in the root.
Right.
So they grow in sideways and then they grow down through the root, right? So they're produced somewhere over here, and then they grow in and go down.
Yeah.
And that's what we see here. He got bit right where they're produced before they go to the right and go down. So what's happening is the males do that at this time of year. It's called the water dance, or the bellow. So you see they raise their body up out of the water, then they growl and they sink underwater. This one's about to do it up close.
Oh yeah.
So you see the sound being made before you hear it. That's what the water vibrating is.
Oh, wow.
The sound just travels at such a low frequency. Oh, buddy's not happy about that.
They're really cute, like that little one.
How mad he is. He's gonna fight somebody because all these males are bellowing here. You better not make Buddy angry. Here, let me get your picture with them doing this in the background. Oh, heck no. You little alligator, you can't do that with Buddy right there. You're gonna get your butt kicked. Buddy is the one where he's so big his back can't even go underwater over there. Swimming towards the other gator that's facing that way. Hey, back up.
This is amazing.
I can't believe we got to see that in the marsh. That has never happened.
Really?
Not 30 feet, no, never, not even one time. So that's pretty special to see that. And get a picture with, you know, gators with the head and tail out of the water like that. That's really cool. I wish we could hear Buddy do it, because I bet you he'd sound like a T-Rex in Jurassic Park. Ooh, you saw the fog coming out of his mouth?
You don't wish you could Snapchat that.
Yeah.
I think that's what you can do. I got my phone on.
Yeah, we gotta spend some extra time in here just because of how amazing it is. Just grabbed his arm and death rolled him. You don't mess around with Buddy. I mean, and really don't worry if it hits a broken arm or like if we see his arm get ripped off or anything like that. I know it sounds terrible, but they have such a high pain tolerance, number one, and number two, they have such an incredible white blood cell count that they're not going to get an infection or bleed out, or they can redirect the blood flow away from an open wound, so like we don't have to catch them and bandage them or put any disinfectant on it. We just make sure that they're still eating, and if they're eating, they're okay. Yeah. Really, I just like have an immense respect for this animal right here, for Buddy, because he can do a lot worse than what he does.
Right, yeah.
And he lets a lot of gators go. The first time I met him, I guess you could say. Oh, don't tell me we're gonna get a bellow out of him. The other male out of his territory, and now he's like, who wants to go now?
Yeah.
Who wants some?
So is he like the boss?
He's the biggest one in the pen. I mean, we're right now looking at about 15 feet of alligators.
Oh my god.
Which is bigger than the state record for an alligator. It's just because he's been raised in captivity and fed by people his whole life, he doesn't count.
Right.
Yeah, but if you catch him and kill him, it counts. So. I mean, look at that. It's just, his tail goes on forever. He can't even lift his tail all the way out of the water because it's so long. Buddy, that was amazing. Thank you for that. Really, it was a pleasure. Raul, sorry, the action's over, man. It's done.
So, mid-tour,
Yeah.
you're liking it?
It's amazing. Oh my god. It's amazing. I've not wrestled them yet, so that might change.
Alright. Understand the rarity of this animal. There's only 17 on the planet. We only have 4 of them. So sterile environments are what they're going to be kept in, where we can clean this out. I mean, when they clean this pen, they drain it. They put bleach in here. They scrub the whole thing down with bleach and chlorine, and then they use a solution with that same bleach that we use to scrub here to clean the alligator. Really? Yep. And that sounds crazy. What, bleach on something's skin? What? Well, you gotta remember, scales are completely sealed. It's not like our skin, where our skin is constantly absorbing dirt and gross stuff, and we're sweating and losing liquid through the skin. With reptiles, when they have scales, their skin is completely sealed, so they're cleaner, and they're not losing moisture or absorbing moisture through the skin, so you can scrub them with a little bit of bleach. It's like, shut your mouth and feed me a piece of food. All right, Pharaohs. Okay, open! Wait till he opens and holds. I'm trying to teach him not to jump, and I don't want to feed him when he's jumping.
So how old is this guy?
All 3 of the white alligators are 28 years old. They were all found at the same time in the wild as babies. Like right after they hatched. Otherwise they probably wouldn't have survived at all.
Right.
Open. Here we go. Oh, that's okay.
Keep pushing it away.
Such a ferocious predator.
Can't even eat.
Oh no! That was totally my fault, dude. Sorry, Pharaohs. Grab that.
Thank you.
Pharaohs! Pharaohs, open! Hey, open! Open. Go ahead. Oh, he grabbed yours.
He grabbed it. Yeah.
Alright, Pharaohs! Open! Oh man, on the way down. Oh, and he grabbed it anyways. Alright, that's good, that's fine.
Wow.
Oh, that is awesome. So Pearl is actually trained to sit just like that when we feed her, so this is actually, you know, perfect. So, just go ahead and throw the food, hit her in the mouth. Good job, Pearl. Little burp there. Hey, Pearl. Head up. Head up. Good. Nice. There we go. Okay.
How big is he then?
He was measured out at 13 foot 8 inches last year. So
He looks huge, so I'm just thinking like, what he must look like.
as far as weight goes, it's really hard to guess with alligators. So I don't know, like 800 pounds, 1,000 pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood. Chester, come on. Hey, come on, pal. Coochie coo.
Aww.
Tickle his foot.
Can they be tickled?
Yeah, I mean, anything being touched in a spot where it's not used to, like when you rub an alligator's belly, they're
But yeah, if they were sensitive like us all over,
they'd be
they
dead
would
by the time they're
they
like 2
would
years old.
go into
Yeah.
shock from the
Yeah.
pain. So their backs and their faces are not very sensitive to pain like we are.
Yeah.
Hey, don't come this way. Hey, I think you can land it in there.
We've got terrible aim.
That's all right. Oh, that was so close. That was really close. All right, here, let me give you the assist there. You got this, Ben.
For the win.
Oh, off the tee. All right, that's fine. Here, I'll give it to him.
Oh.
Wow.
You want your hand so bad.
So, you know, why is this alligator slamming his jaws versus we were just feeding ones his size and they were like,
Yeah.
you know, and it's because he's a wild alligator. So in the wild, you eat stuff really loud so that other male gators can hear you, and then they don't want to go into your area because they're like, what the heck just ate that?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm not going over there. So it's intimidating, it's scary, and that way he doesn't even have to fight males or see other males. He's already scary to them. It's got a little bit of a Hannibal Lecter effect going on here. It's because he is. Yeah, if you put him with the other alligators, he would probably fight them until he died. Not until they died, he would kill a lot of them. He would just fight other gators until he died on his own. He's used to being raised in the wild where you fight to survive. So if you're fighting to survive and then you're put into a cage with a bunch of alligators, it's like putting a wolf with a puppy. Yeah. Yeah, it's like putting a wild cat with your house cats. And it's funny because we even tried putting females in here. The first female they put in here was during the peak of the breeding season. terrible idea, terrible time of the year to introduce him. She was in his mouth within seconds. Like, yeah. The second female, they were like, all right, we messed up. That was dumb. We should have known better. We're Gatorland. We know how to breed alligators. That was stupid. Let's introduce them over winter, and let's introduce them like most couples, over a meal, right? Give them something to eat. So we introduce them in the winter time, and we put a meal in here, and they eat, and then the next day they fought instead. So it lasted one day. Here, let's get out. We survived. We still have a couple other crazy things we need to do.
So what's this, sorry?
A blue-tongued skink.
Right.
You can tell it's a skink because they work before 12 o'clock at night. Right? The skinks work after. That's good. So yeah, to maintain this blue tongue, we had to give her at least 3 slushies a day. Go with a snake nest.
Why is the tongue blue?
It's supposed to be some type of defense. Really, they're bluffing. They have no real normal defense. In fact, the locals in Australia will say, oh, you got to keep the blueies in your yard because they keep out the king brown snakes. And it's like, you're telling me this thing chases away the most venomous snake on the planet? I don't think so. Like, that's it. You're holding a full grown, yeah. I don't think they chase away the king brown. I think it's... You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, here.
Hey, tall boy, look in there and see if she's in there.
She's in there.
She's in there.
You can have to feed her.
So we've just come out of the behind the scenes tour at Gatorland. What do you think?
It was amazing. I mean, we went into the breeding area and even the person who was showing us around said that we got to see stuff that he's never seen there. Like them bellowing, which is like making a sound.
It's the mating call,
It's the
isn't
mating
it?
call, yeah. Seeing them fight because of the mating call. And it was amazing. We got to feed them. We weren't great at getting the meat in the mouths, but we got to hold baby alligators and baby crocodiles, tarantulas, snakes, blue-tongued skink.
Remember they're a skink because they come out before 12.
Yeah. We saw some giant tortoises, panthers, and then to top it off, we actually got to wrestle an alligator, which was amazing. It was so cool being up and close with them, sitting on the back and actually holding them and feeling like this alligator was only small compared to some of the other ones we saw.
Called Nugget, weren't she?
Yeah, and if she moved, she had some power behind her.
She did.
So you just kind of think, oh my god, what would? For example, Buddy is one of the ones in the breeding area, and he's so much bigger. And you just think, oh god, the power of that would be crazy. It's amazing. I mean, the power that they have.
And the chomps, the thuds when they chomp.
Yeah.
Well,
But it was
the
also-
wild one did.
It was also amazing to hear that, because obviously there's always a sort of, is it good to keep them in captivity or not, and that kind of thing. And to hear what they actually do for the crocodiles and alligators, I mean, the vast majority of the ones that are in Gatorland have actually been born in captivity, so they can't go out in the wild anyway. The ones that haven't been born in captivity and been brought back in is because they've been injured or something like that, and it just meant they can't be in the wild.
We got very close to this wild alligator that had killed a... I mean, when he said a boxer at first, I thought he meant like an actual boxer, but he meant a dog.
Yeah, a boxer and a German Shepherd.
Yeah.
Basically, this alligator was born in an open area, and it was fed by humans. So it got used to humans. It got used to the fact that humans are bringing food, and people used to feed it because it was small and cute and it was a baby. But then he started growing, and the bigger he grew, the less people fed him because they were scared of him. And like any animal begs for food, he'd beg for food with his mouth open, running up to humans just asking for food. He went quite a while without any food, and he ended up chasing down a boxer and a German shepherd and actually killing them and eating them. And then the state wanted to put him down, but people who had seen him and had gone to that area for quite a while had named him Chester, and they didn't want him to get put down. So basically Gatorland took him, and now he's there. But he can't be put in an area with other alligators because he will kill them, because he's wild compared to them being
Well, they said even us who were, you know, we had a little feeding thing with him, normally even tour guests don't get as close as we did.
But luckily they were just cleaning out his little area, so there wasn't any water. There was one of the albino ones, and she was beautiful. She was called Pearl, and she was absolutely gorgeous. And now we're just gonna go get McDonald's and then go back.
We can eat there.
But I am gonna try the alligator nuggets later on.
Right, so yeah, we're gonna grab something to eat, and then we're gonna head back and spend the rest of the day around Gatorland.
Stop it! It's Gatorland. We've been here for 4 days. And
Gatorland.
Gatorland.
So it's towards the end of the day. We're just about finished here at Gatorland this afternoon. What do you think of the day so far?
It's been amazing.
Yeah, it's been awesome. We've done so much, but we're now about to try something. Well, I like it. I've not had it in a long time, but you've never had it.
No.
So after spending the whole day surrounded by alligators, wrestling them and feeding them, now we're gonna feed ourselves on alligator. So what does it smell like to you?
Just fried. It smells like chicken nuggets.
Is it? Ready to try it?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Really nice.
They are, aren't they? They're amazing. I love gator.
I feel really bad.
Right, now the thing is, this portion, you can see here, with maybe half a dozen pieces of gator, plus a drink, was about $14, which was more than what we paid for McDonald's earlier on this morning. But they are really, really nice. Like, I've been wanting these for so long, because I've missed them. They're
I know
so
people
good.
say this all the time, but it actually does just taste like chicken. Like, the texture's a bit different, but
I think it tastes better than chicken. I think it's got a nicer,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's juicier or just a nicer flavour than.
yeah, I expected it to be tough, but it's not at all. It's really, really good.
Before we go, would you recommend people come here?
Yeah, 100%. And I'd recommend doing the training day. It's fun just to walk around and everything and see all the shows, and you do get to see the wrestling, and you do get to pay a bit extra on the spot to sit on the alligator or feed the alligator if you don't want to do one or the other. But it's just nice to be in the park before anyone else and get a tour.
We
see
had
all
the tour.
behind the scenes bit. I mean, we were so lucky. We had it on our own.
Yeah, we were lucky enough for the tour to be just us two. They say that tours, depending on the time of year, tours usually run a couple of times a week, and sometimes there's people, sometimes there's just ourselves, which luckily it was for us today.
I mean, we were lucky enough to see things that don't usually happen. We were lucky enough to get pictures of crocs or alligators that they don't usually do.
They don't
purely
even don't
because-
usually. They said it was things that they don't ever do.
Yeah, like getting a picture with the wild alligator, they never do, but that was only because we were running late and we luckily went in when they were cleaning out his enclosure. So that meant that there was no water in it where he was, so we could hop down into what effectively is the pool and we could have a picture with him, which was amazing. And I loved Gatorland because it's to do with animals and I love animals. I got to see different reptiles up close, got to hold loads of different animals, and so for that point, because it included animals and animals are like my passion, I would say 100% that this was my favourite activity we've done over the past few days.
What about people that would say animals in captivity and that whole argument?
And I obviously understand that. There is a part of me that is like that, or was like that, but not so much now. Simply, like, there's an owl here that's in what looks to be a small enclosure, and usually I might go in and say, oh, that's pretty small for the owl, you know, it can't fly. But it turns out that it's actually got a broken wing, and it has done since she was a baby, since she was small.
Since she was rescued.
Yeah, she was basically rescued because she was hit by a car and she got a broken wing.
When she was driving.
So you can't steal that joke. So she's actually had an enclosure made for her, which is quite low. It's quite small, but it's got little steps for her so she can hop up and down from them and she can move around, so that's just more suitable for her. You know, they do everything for the right reasons and you can see the passion in everyone who works here. They don't hurt the animals, they don't hurt them when they're dragging them about. I mean, like they've said multiple times to us today, the power that they have and the fights that they have together, nothing could compare to that. So when a human being is sat on top of them or pulling them about, it feels like nothing to them. We would literally never be able to hurt them unless we shot them, stabbed them, whatever. And because they've been brought up since a young age, they know that, yeah, okay, you're going to grab them, but you're going to put them back and they're going to get food for it. So, you know, they might get a bit agitated, but it's never going to harm them. So I think it's amazing here. I think this is the best place I've ever been that holds animals ever.
Really?
Yeah, and I've been to a lot of places.
Wow.
I think this is the best place I've ever been because not only was it amazing to see different animals like this, but also you can see all the passion in all the keepers and they're all funny and entertaining and engaging and they're just comfortable with one another, and you see that they've built relationships with themselves and the alligators. They all know alligators by names, which is amazing. I have never been to such an amazing place that holds animals ever.
Really?
Yeah, this is by far the best I've ever been to.
Wow. And you've still got Animal Kingdom to go to.
I have. Yeah.
Well, it's only day 3.
Yeah.
50 more days to go.
On that note, we will let you know what we think of the American Mall.
Is that where we're going?
That's where we're going.
Definitely.
Yep. Bye.